Hey, it's Shay, the Holistic Doula. Happy, almost Friday. Happy Thursday, you guys. I've been trying to do my daily videos. This is day 4 of the cleanse. Yep, we started on Monday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yes, day 4. What's the update? Actually, I feel great, to be honest. I have had great energy. So like I told you, my whole family is doing this cleanse with me. And so we're all kind of having like different effects, which is interesting. As for me, I feel really good. I feel energized. I have not been experiencing any migraines, something that I would get almost daily. I don't even have back pain, which is weird because I get back pain often. I have no bloating. I don't know, nothing. I just feel really good. The things that I'm used to in my daily life, I'm noticing as of like yesterday, I noticed that I wasn't feeling these things. So that's back pain, that's knee pain, that is bloating, and migraines, not experiencing any of those. And so that's a great feeling. I was feeling like overwhelmingly tired last week, constantly. And I started to put this into my last video, and then I realized that I don't know, it disappeared. But I was saying how important it is to get your blood work done. My blood work showed that I had like extremely low white blood cell counts. I did my blood work about 2 weeks ago, and I got back the results last week, and that's what it read, that I had really low white blood cell count. And so that may be the reason for my tiredness. My iron was okay. It was just my white blood cells. So I don't know if this cleanse has anything to do with nourishing them, rejuvenating them, or whatnot, but I don't have that tiredness, which I was attributing to the low white blood cell count. So just something to note. On the contrary, though, my husband is having a horrible time. He does not feel well. He said he feels weak. He feels shaky. And he... Okay. Okay. And latest update, Cardell, my 9-year-old, said that he was also feeling shaky yesterday. I don't know. They've been running around a lot outside because we've had nice weather. But I'm going to give the rundown of what we pretty much eat and drink during the day. So we all get up collectively, usually by 9. The household is up, with the exception of Kaya, and then my husband sleeping in because he works nights. And so we usually get up and we have fruit for breakfast. I personally start my day with a tea. I've been going to ginger tea with lemon juice in it, or lime. I will do green tea as well. So it's between ginger and green tea each morning with lemon or lime, and no sugar. I do use agave for sweetener. And so that is what we start our day with, tea and fruit. Usually around 11 we get hungry again. That's getting ready for lunchtime, so we'll eat some steamed vegetables or a salad. And then usually by 12 we're like running around outside and playing. Now the whole household is up, so for the whole household being up, I usually make a protein shake, and I make that with hemp protein powder, so plant-based powder, and I use either oat milk or hemp milk sweetened with dates, and I like to use blackstrap molasses because that's really good for your iron. So I put dates, blackstrap molasses, and then coconut creamer from Layered Superfood. Super good, love it. I add that in there, and then if I have fruit, then I put fruit. Usually a strawberry. It'll be strawberries, and then some cinnamon, and that is our smoothie. And then after they come back in from outside, it's usually around 3 or 4, and at that time I'm getting a little tired. Not exhausted, but I'm like, oh, it would be nice to have coffee. So in place of coffee, we have been doing freshly pressed orange juice or grape juice. Not grape juice, grapefruit juice. So we will drink that around 4, and then I make dinner around 6, and I played around with a few things. So Monday night's dinner was kind of a fail. I made coconut pho. So I used pho noodles and then a coconut broth. Cordell said it tasted weird. Yeah. So I bought this new broth, and I guess I really should have went with my gut, and my gut was telling me to make my own broth, which I like to do. But I saw this and I just wanted to try it out because why not? I went to Mom's Organic Market in Paramus, Route 17. Go check them out. And I bought this coconut broth from Halo Foods. And yeah, it did taste weird. I don't know. It had a twang to it, kind of like it as if it had lime in it. And you know what? I should look at the ingredients to see. It wasn't coconutty. You know, coconut is like sweet and nutty and rich, but it wasn't. It was kind of flat and twangy. It was a little sour, so it did not give the flavor that I was looking for. So that didn't come out too good. But I had vegetarian dumplings, and those were good. So we just doubled up on the dumplings. Kaya loved the noodles. I didn't care for them too much. My husband said no, and he ended up doing ramen, a veggie ramen instead. And Kaya and Kendrick ate. My 4-year-old and my 1-year-old, they ate the coconut noodles. Myself and my 9-year-old, we ate the dumplings. And my husband, like I said, ate the ramen. So that wasn't too good. Then Tuesday for dinner, we had... I don't remember either. What did I make on Tuesday? Ooh, Tuesday I did a whole wheat pasta with diced tomatoes, spinach, and onions, and I made those fritters. So if you have been on my YouTube page, you see the fritters that I made with Chef Aquia. Those were delicious. That dinner was like, oh, thank goodness, much better. And we all enjoyed that. Even my husband was like, okay, this is a little better. At that point, my 9-year-old was like, oh, maybe we could be vegetarians. We'll see if he sticks with that. So that is what we did for dinner Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night, which was last night, I made vegan chili. So I used lentils and pinto beans, as well as butternut squash, kale, and then onions and peppers. I cooked that, tomato sauce, chili powder. I sweetened it with dates, which I was concerned about because I was like, oh, if somebody eats one of these dates, they're going to be like, ew, gross. But to be honest, I was one of those somebodies, and I ate the dates in my chili, and I thought it was delicious. And now I'm trying to think of a way I can incorporate dates in my cooking a little bit more. I do like my chili to be like sweet and smoky, so it was sweetened with chopped dates, and I thought the dates were delicious. I could have eaten that just as is, honestly, over some rice. So that was last night's dinner. So here we are. It is Thursday morning. Like I said, I think that the family has handled it well. I told them that they could end on Saturday. I want to try to go. All right, my 9-year-old said he wants to continue. I want to continue too. I actually have a vegan food recipe book, like a meal plan that I want to try out. So I will be incorporating that next week. So if you guys want to hear about it, let me know. I will definitely post more about it. All in all, I think that the cleanse has gone great, and I think that we are going to reap the benefits thereof. I'm hoping for my husband that this is like a detox period. He's never done a cleanse in his life. He also doesn't like hemp protein, so he's been like skipping out on the protein shakes. Not that that's the only place that he could get his protein, but I'm sure that has like diminished the fact that he would get his protein from meat usually, and now he's not drinking the shakes, and he's kind of just eating the dinner with the protein. So I think that that's why he may feel the way he feels. I mean, he's a considerably big man. He's about 200 pounds, 6 foot. So he is really struggling. But like I said, I hope that this is just temporary. It's day 4. Let's see. I'll report to you guys tonight and let you know if my husband has transformed or if he's still having a hard time. I'm super impressed by my children. The fact that they don't really complain. They've been good with this. Ideally, the baby, she's been great. She has no complaints. She loves all the vegan food, which is funny because she doesn't like many things, but she has eaten everything that I've made up until this point. Even the shake, everything she has liked. So I may have gotten this wrong. She may be a vegan, y'all. She maybe I have a vegan baby. So yeah, I do plan on doing another thing I noticed, I'm not sweating, and it's been hot and I don't sweat. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't needed deodorant, and it's been a long time since I've stopped needing to need deodorant. Like, there was a point in my life where I used no deodorant, and then I started using it again, and then I've been using it on and off, and then this is my first time from using it on and off that I've been consecutively off from using deodorant because I don't need it. I don't have any smell, which is pretty good. So yeah, I do plan to go to the spa sometime next week. I want to try just sitting in the salt rooms, doing a little bit more detoxifying, and I'm going to get some sea moss from Acquia for next week. And yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date. You guys will be hearing from me again very shortly. And until then, I'm wishing you peace and love. And I'll show some pictures of the different things that were prepared in the juice. I've been trying to take pictures. I'm really bad about taking food pictures. I take juice pictures. I take little juice videos. I take when we're outside drinking smoothies, but like the actual dinner. By that time, the whole family's so hungry. I done wrestled all the kids. It's been a long day. I just want to sit down and eat. So I have not been taking pictures, but I will list the things that I made with my ratings in the video so you guys can know what it was. All right. So peace all. See you soon. Hey, Shay, the holistic doula here. I just figured I'd make my video of the last day of the cleanse. So it's really, the cleanse ended as of yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. Today we can go back to eating what we want to eat, but I'm going to be continuing the cleanse. So all in all, I feel that it was a success. I'm going to share pictures of what I made for my dinners and my lunches. I feel great. Again, that being said, I feel amazing. I think the most exciting thing for me that I noticed is my lack of anxiety. My anxiety has kind of subsided, pretty much gone away. I've had no anxiety, no anxious feelings, really. Like, there's times I can acknowledge where I could be anxious, and I am usually anxious in those moments, but I didn't feel anxious. But in the back of my mind, I knew, I was like, Shay, you would usually be anxious about this. So that was a great feeling. It went from like the first 2 days of the cleanse, me feeling like really scatterbrained and like having word vomit all the time, to kind of really being able to zero in and focus on my thoughts, and just be a little bit more intentional with my thinking and my wording and the way that I say things. I feel like I even have a better ability to listen as well, because I don't have that anxiety of just like kind of wanting to jump in. Like, I can listen, I can retain the information that you're saying, and it kind of stays in there. Previously, as much as I would want to listen to people, and I do, it was easy for me to get distracted even in my mind, and it was easy for me to jump in and say what I wanted to say really quickly because I knew that I was going to forget it soon. So it feels good to not have that. And I'll be honest, I would love to let this be my lifestyle. I think that I'm not giving myself as much grace as I should, or as much leeway as I should, because I would say, oh yeah, I can become a vegan, and I know that I probably can, but instead I'm saying, you can't do that. You could probably be a vegetarian, and that I could be safely. I know that. So I can say that I can safely say yes to vegetarianism. I could say hell yes to pescatarianism. But I don't feel, I feel like my body just feels so much better. Even more than my body, it's really been my mind. Just my mind feels great. And my ability to sleep, to decipher thoughts, to be mindful, to meditate even deeper, that has been the motivation for me to continue on this journey. So I do plan to, moving forward, I want to continue this cleanse for a little bit longer. I'm thinking I'm gonna do up to 21 days. So continuing to just go meat free, hopefully to go dairy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, in celebration I just ate an ice cream sandwich, so I would love to go dairy free, but I kind of just messed that up, right? So yes, but I can always start again. We can always start again. But I am definitely good with no meat. I feel great without meat. The effects on my body, I feel, was mainly, I don't have any back pain and like knee pain and joint pain, and I wish that I could tell you exactly why, but I can't. I'm not sure how those correlate, how like eating meat correlates with the pains that I feel in my body. I don't know. I want to say, I don't know. So I'm gonna research that and find out why. But yeah, I don't have any body pains. Usually I have headaches. My headaches in the first 2 days they were there, and then they went away, and they've stayed away. I sleep so good. I am a person who has suffered in insomnia, and other than I wake up to pee because I drink a lot of fluids throughout the day, so I would often wake up to pee, but then I get in my bed and I go right back to sleep. Previously, if I was up for anything, I could not get back to sleep, and kind of my day was lost because I would be dragging through my day. And so I have been able to go right back to sleep. When it's bedtime, I read a book, I close my eyes, I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning, I go through my whole day, no naps. About 11 o'clock, I settle in my bed, I read a book until, I get in my bed about 10 o'clock. I play with my baby girl until 10:30 because she likes to kind of stay up with me. Then from 10:30 to 11:30, I would read a book, and then I go to sleep after that. And then I'm up again at 8, and I'm ready to rumble. Like, I feel great. I'm energized. I get up, I say my prayers, I clean the house, I do my daily activities. It feels really good. Even down to the reading of books. There was a period where I would just have my books, but I could not sit down long enough to think, to actually, I mean, not to think, but to not think, so that I can actually read my books. Like, it was, I'm sure many people can attest to this. When you're reading a book, but you're not really reading it, when you're listening, when you're hearing things, but you're not listening, that's what it's like. I would be reading the book, but in my mind, there's 100 things going on, which will kind of defeat the purpose. And then I got to go back in the book to figure out what I missed. And so that had been what it felt like for a long time, and I stopped even reading because reading is one of my favorite things. I've always been an avid reader, and the fact that I could not sit there and actually read my book the way that I wanted to because my mind wouldn't stop jumping all over the place, that was a reason for me to stop reading. And now throughout the cleanse, I read a book. I finished one whole book in the period of 5 days. And I attested to just being able to think and to sit down and be quiet and be with myself and be able to clear my mind. It's been great. I'm enjoying books. So I label this as a success. My husband did not. He did not care for the cleanse. He told me, sorry you guys, I just got my eyelashes done. My sister-in-law does eyelashes and eyebrows, so I look a little bit puffy-eyed and teary-eyed, but that's because of the stuff that she used. I think they look good though. My eyelashes look kind of nice and long. But yeah, I feel great. One thing that I was hoping for, and to be honest, I'm not sure. Do you guys see my face? This is the most that I've ever blemished in my life. I have a lot of blemishes, and I was hoping with the cleanse that they would go away, but they're fading, but they haven't gone away. I even did a facial, thinking that would help, and I still have a few spots and blemishes, and this is something that I never really dealt with. All I can think of is I started using 3 new products in my skincare regimen, and maybe I'm just gonna cut them out. You know, you hate to spend money and then use them. And then not use what you spent your money on. So I was telling myself that it was good for me and to continue using them. But looking at my skin, and even here, I'm not happy. I'm gonna say that money or not, I'm going to get rid of those things, because I don't think that they're doing anything for my skin, for these blemishes. And so, yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping that my skin would clear up during this cleanse. I was hoping some belly bloat would go down, and you know, it kind of did. It's not that bad. I'm not disappointed with my body at all, the way that I physically look, other than my blemished face. I do attest that to the cleanse, and not feeling bloated. I guess if you don't feel bloated, you're not bloated, and I'm not getting bloaty, gassy feelings. TMI, I was hoping to go to the bathroom more regularly. It still hasn't really regulated, but I'm going more often, but it's not a daily thing. So I'm hoping to get to being able to eliminate daily. And I do plan on doing a colonic. So you guys, I'll give you all the information on that once I go through that, just to see if that helps at all and helps to regulate things. I don't feel like I must go, but I know just for health reasons and just the functionality of our body, we are supposed to go at least twice a day, at least once a day. Twice being good, 3 being better, and I'm not that person. And so, because I know that there's something that I need to address, and so I'm hoping to address that with some colon hydrotherapy, and see if that if that does anything for me. I don't know, maybe it'll help with my blemishes. Maybe the toxins are still in there and it's showing in impurities in my skin, which is a thing. So yep, that's it. Rant over. I hope you guys feel encouraged, enlightened. I started it for spring. I did a spring cleanse. It ended today. Tomorrow, the first day of spring, I'm going to be outside. I've been doing more yoga, so I really enjoy that, and being outside. And that's what I plan to do tomorrow. What are your spring plans? I'm glad and excited to be going into the next season. This is the season that I feel most alive and vibrant in. And so I'm excited just to be able to go into it with such a clear mind and energy, because it's going to make it even that more better for me, because I already feel energized at that time of year. So I'm excited about that, and I hope that you guys are too, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful spring season. I will, of course, be posting more videos as I continue with this new lifestyle. I guess I'll call this the Doula Diaries. Not the Doula Diaries, it's Diaries of Shay. Just my daily, what it's been looking like. I will keep you guys updated on the different changes and things added to my health, as I become even more health conscious, even more holistically driven. And I hope that you guys appreciate me sharing and opening up. And if not, you can say that too. You can say, shade is too much. What are you even talking about? We don't need to see your face as much as we have been. But I hope that you are glad to, and I hope that you feel connected with and encouraged to make those changes to your life that mean something to you, because we only get one life. Depends on who you are. We only live one lifetime at a time. So that being said, let's make this one a good one, and something at least enjoyable as much as we possibly can by taking care of what we're given. Now, peace and love. Shay out. Enjoy your day. Bye. Hey, it's Shay. So, I just wanted to address some questions about the cleanse that I've been getting, and figured I'd just post it with this next. It's going to be on a string of videos that I'm posting. But hello, it's Tuesday. It's a good morning for us. I hope the same for you. Questions that I've been getting on the cleanse. I've been asked, is the cleanse, let me sit here where there's still sunlight. Is the cleanse supposed to make you lose weight? Now, no, it can help, but that was not the purpose of the cleanse. I did the cleanse just to feel better in general, and anytime that you eat better or you eliminate processed foods from your diet and things that kind of sit in the body and cause fat and build up, you're going to lose weight. So there is, of course, the possibility of you losing weight, but that is not the purpose of the cleanse. So in short, yes, you probably will lose a few pounds if you're trying to lose like anywhere between like 1 to, it depends on how bad you really are with eating. Like you can lose up to 10 pounds maybe doing this cleanse for 21 days. But it's nothing, it's not a weight loss plan. That's not what it is. If you want that, we can discuss that with my nutritional counseling, but that's not this cleanse. Another question that I've been asked is, how do I keep the cleanse from being repetitive? How do I keep it fun and not boring with repetition of eating the same things over and over? And I mean, by not eating the same things over and over, honestly. Usually, hold on. So, yeah. I feel like meat is more repetitive. Like eating meat is more repetitive and redundant and boring than actually incorporating more fruits and vegetables and like changing your meals up a little bit. So I keep it from being repetitive by just being creative with my dishes. Sure, it's easy to like roast a pan of chicken, but then it's just that you just have roasted chicken. Like, yeah, you could use salt and pepper, and maybe today you use adobo and tomorrow you use sazon and the next day you use Old Bay, but it's all ultimately the same. And I feel like with with using fruits and vegetables, it's not the same. Different vegetables and different fruit give your dishes more depth, changing like your sweeteners and your flavoring. So one thing is by taking out sugar, I took out white sugar and brown sugar. But I use agave, I use honey, I use molasses, I use coconut sugar. What else do I use? Maple syrup. So all of these give a different flavor. Applesauce for if you're making baked goods. Like it all gives your food and drinks, because I drink maple syrup in my tea, in my black teas. They all give your food like a different depth, a different dimension. So it's actually more creative and more fun to go, I don't know what to call this. I don't want to say it's vegan. I guess we could say vegan. It's more creative to go vegan, because you have all these different options that you could utilize. So yeah, that's how I keep it from being redundant. Using different mushrooms as meat substitutes, playing with lentils. There's like so many different lentils that you could try, and beans in general, and just like really learning the textures and the flavors that food can get. Chickpea flour is like my thing now. I love it. I love the flavor that it gives to food. I fried my oyster mushrooms with chickpea flour last night. It was really good. So that's how I keep that going. And another question was, how do you do it if your husband has gone back to meat now? So my husband, as of Saturday, went back to eating meat, and we just do it. I make my veggie dishes and then a side of meat, whatever it may be that he wants. I mean, we usually stick with like chicken and turkey. Sometimes we do ground beef. But so it's really easy for him to just, like, I made sloppy joes the other day with lentils, and then he just made a burger. So we have all the same things needed, except he had a burger with his. And that was something quick and easy to make. I think it becomes a pain when you try to make like separate meals. I try to incorporate our meals. Like the interchangeable thing would be the meat, but everything else pretty much is the same. He's going to eat what I eat, with the exception of him having meat with his dish. And so that way he's fed, I'm fed. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel burnt out. In the past, when I was a vegetarian, I used to kind of cook like 2 separate meals, and I would feel uninspired to make my own meal after I made his. Like, you know, meat takes a longer time, so I would try to get his food out of the way, and then get to mine, and that took more time, I felt like. And by the time I got to mine, it was like green beans, which is fine too, to be honest. One of the things I can say, though, is definitely have a backup. You know, don't utilize all your vegetables in one dish, because if it doesn't come out right and then you have no veggies to eat, then you're going to be like, oh man, it's easier to like make a burger or fry a piece of chicken. So I try to keep some vegetables on the side in case my meal fails. Example, I made rice balls a few nights ago, stuffed with veggie chili, and my rice bowl started falling apart, and I was so upset when it started falling apart. So I had to go in the fridge and get some other vegetables. However, by the time I got to my second batch of rice bowls, they stopped falling apart. I got it together. But for a moment, it was like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to eat this. So definitely having backup. And then some things just won't taste good, especially if you haven't tried these foods before and you're just like, oh, this looks good, and you're trying it for the first time. It may not come out the way that you want it to come out, and may not taste that great. So definitely having a backup. And for me, like, my backup is Brussels sprouts. They're filling. I like to eat them with some fried crispy onions on top. And so I know I won't be disappointed if I have to eat that instead. And my children also like them. So it's just like something easy for me to have as backup. So yeah. Plantain, I always have extra plantain in the house. Again, it can serve the purpose of like chips, potatoes. I have a few uses for plantain. You can put them in soup. So yeah, if something doesn't come out right, just make sure you have a backup plan. And hopefully that's enough to fill you up so that you can wake up the next day and try again. I don't really pre-plan my meals. I am kind of just inspired throughout the day as I go through the day and look through the fridge and see what we've eaten, or watch Food Network. Then I want to try new things. But I have in the back of my mind a list of veggie things that I can definitely make that I know that will come out good as well for backup in case I'm not inspired that day. So I at least know that I can make this, and I have those things in my fridge. So yeah, and then always a salad works. So definitely always have fresh greens in there, because you can make a salad and you can put everything in the salad: chickpeas, black beans, avocado, onions, peppers. I don't really like tomatoes in the salad. Broccoli. That reminds me, I have cauliflower in my fridge, so I can make fried or baked cauliflower tonight, which will be good. See? Daily inspiration. But yeah, just keep your mind open. Don't be too hard on yourself. I think over planning is definitely a thing. You don't want to over plan, because if things don't go as planned, it could be disheartening. So keeping it light and just enjoying your day to day. The main goal is nourishment. And so nourish yourselves in mind, body, and spirit. And that's it for today's video. Say bye. Bye. She's waving. You just can't see it.